et Spiritus Sancto.
Now, the St. Pius X Catholic Church in Pretoria will hold its solemn requiem mass this morning. That's in honor of Pope Francis. This type of mass is the highest form of service for the deceased. For more, let's take you to our very own Katleho Sekhotho, who is in Brooklyn. Then, Katleho, all over the world, mourners are gathering to honor the late Pope Francis. What can we expect there in Pretoria?
Good morning, Arabile. As with over 1 billion Catholics worldwide in mourning following the passing of Pope Francis in Pretoria here in Brooklyn, it's just the same in that this solemn requiem mass will be held in mourning and remembrance of Pope Francis. And it is about remembering a man who's considered to be the people's shepherd, a pope for the people, as he has been dubbed, someone who really, put forward the saying that the church needs to be a listening ear to those of the world and to be a caring church. And so his legacy is one where he's considered to be a more progressive pope and someone with which the Catholic Church will remember going forward as someone who didn't, marginalize people, but saying that those on the margins of society should always be remembered and cared for. But I do have with me the Apostolic Nuncio to speak to us about today's Mass, but as well as the legacy of Pope Francis. Thank you so much. Tell us from your perspective, we heard the words progressive, someone who was a listening ear, someone who cared for the people. How will we remember, Nuncio, the Pope Francis? How will we remember him going forward?
Good morning. So that many people is discussing if Pope Francis was progressive or left or right or center. But I will say that he was just the successor of St. Peter. He was 266 Pope who succeeded the St. Peter. And in the Gospel of Jesus, of Saint John, this last word of Jesus to Saint Peter was, "Further my lamps." And how you remember on the cross, which Holy Father used to have on his breath, was Jesus with the lamb, and he was a pastor. A pastor of the church who tried to follow his master, Jesus Christ. And the same Gospel of St. John, Jesus said that Son of Man come not to condemn the world, but to save. And I think, and I believe, and I feel that this was more important for Pope Francis, salvation of the whole world, not only of the Catholics, but of the whole world. And if we are speaking of legacy of Pope Francis, I think that we can call him the Pope of Mercy. And I think this is also not the case that we celebrate his funeral and his Mass in the vigil of Divine Mercy Sunday, which is tomorrow. And in 2016, he proclaimed the Jubilee of Mercy, which where the figure was the Good Samaritan who take care of the foreigners who find on this way and take care of him, none pass away. And unfortunately in this life, very often we have these tendencies like the other people in this parable that pass away looking at, or even seems to not to see the people who are on it. And Holy Father Pope Francis, he remembered this big aspect to be merciful like your Heavenly Father merciful is. And this was not only part of his pontificate, but this was part of his life. Reading his biography from the childhood, and then like young men and seminarian and priest, he take care of the poor, more marginalized people. Yeah. He used to come in the favelas, bring the food, and give the help of the people on needs. And he was the child of immigrants, and he know what it means to be immigrants. And also one sign of his pontificate was the care of the migrants.
Absolutely. Nuncio, what is your message to Catholics all around the world?
When
No problem.
When I meet first time Pope Francis, he said, pray for me. And this is my message, pray for Pope Francis.
Thank you so much. We'll leave it there. Thank you so much. Certainly, Arabile, an emotive time for Catholics all over the world. And it is a day of mourning and remembrance. And so the Mass will start here in about an hour's time. And it will involve an elaborate service, one of Gregorian chants, Latin hymns, and certainly a moment to ponder and consider the legacy of Pope Francis. And as the nuncio, they're expressing a man of kindness and just sending the message of saying, pray for the late Pope Francis.
Katleho, thank you so much for bringing us that interview.